everyone. I am SunDej, and I'm the host of the Manifesting Through Music conference. And today we have a very special guest. Her name is Emily White. I'm so excited to have you here. Just tell us all a little bit about yourself and what do you do in the music industry?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, SunDej. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
So I'm a longtime entrepreneur and executive in the music industry. I'm an Amazon #1 best-selling author of How to Build a Sustainable Music Career and Collect All Revenue Streams. I host the #1 music business podcast of the same name. And I'm also the founder of I Voted, where we built the largest digital concert in history in 2020, all to increase voter turnout.
Yes, I love that so much. And, I love that you have so many ways for people to learn and connect with you because some people prefer video. I myself, I like reading books, like just to sit down. So all of those ways, I'll make sure to have add them to our resource list at the end so that you will know how to connect with Emily on those platforms as well. So today's topic, I'm really excited about how to monetize our music as artists. So when it comes to building a sustainable career, what are some things that artists should know that maybe they aren't aware of when it comes to monetizing their careers?
Yeah, 100%. Well, to me, ironically, the long title of the book is kind of two things.
Okay.
So, career sustainability in the music industry starts with creating great art. There's no point of moving on, if you're, in my opinion, if you're not making art that's true to your heart, your soul, and your spirit, because otherwise it's not going to connect with folks too. But from there, it's actually not a very sexy answer. It's data collection. Tech companies are the most valuable companies in the world because they have all our data. They have our email addresses, they have our locations, they have our phone numbers. So artists actually need to think of themselves as tech companies and build up their text message list. I really like the platform Community for that. Build up their email list. I really like the platform MailChimp for that. It's free to get started on MailChimp because that's how you're going to make dollars, tens of dollars, hundreds, hopefully thousands of dollars, instead of just pushing out, your stream that you're on streaming. And I'm not saying don't be on streaming.
Right.
Meeting with an artist yesterday, just sharing the order that you should be, sharing your music on social media. Again, like when you have a release out, it can definitely be on streaming. It should be everywhere. But first start monetizing your music before it's even out. Launch a pre-order. I've seen some pretty big artists this year alone launch pre-orders in like January for albums that don't come out till June, right? So they're already monetizing before the music is out with bundles that have vinyl and tickets and all that good stuff.
Okay.
And then when release day comes, remind folks that you have those pre-orders on your website. That's where you're going to have the highest profit margins and collect the most data. And then on the second day of release, let folks know it's on Bandcamp because that's where you're going to get the second highest profit margins and collect data. And then that third day, push out your Spotify link and be like, I'm on Spotify, I'm on Tidal, I'm on Apple Music, all that stuff, because your fans want to support you in the best way possible, but they don't know how unless you tell them.
Right. So can you tell, I've never heard of Bandcamp. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. Yeah. So Bandcamp was started in the late aughts by Ethan Diamond because he was trying, actually, I had the honor of interviewing him on season 1 of my podcast. And so he was trying to buy music from an artist that he loved. And it was just like kind of broken links and, mislabeled files and stuff. And he's like, there's a better way. So on Bandcamp, you can name your own price very often. So sometimes fans will purchase, music and merch and stuff for like $100 or $50 or whatever. There's no limit because why limit them to streaming or a certain set price? And then if the fan opts in, which they usually do, you receive the fan's email address. And I think Bandcamp has brought in maybe like $150 million for artists, probably over the past decade or so. And they started this during the pandemic. They also do, because they receive a 15% commission. That's why it's a little higher if you do it through your website, right? Because you're just going to pay PayPal fees or credit card fees or whatever. but you receive 85% of the income. And then during the pandemic, they launched Bandcamp Fridays, and they would waive the 15% commission to try to support artists even more. So they're really, really good folks.
Okay, I love that so much. So since you shared some things as far as pre-release activities that they can do, or campaigns, and Bandcamp as well, do you think that there are, aside from just pushing streams, anything else that artists are maybe not necessarily doing wrong, but maybe are putting more focus on, that should be shifted into the things that we've discussed so far?
Yeah, it's kind of what I just said. I mean, I
Yeah.
get everyone's enthusiasm, like I'm on Spotify, spread the word.
Mhm.
It's like maybe just wait till day 2 or 3 and give folks the opportunity to give you more money and more data through your website, through your Bandcamp, and also let them know this is the best way to support me. So if you,
Yeah.
because fans ask that all the time.
Mhm.
So this is the best way to support me. Also sharing my website, sharing my Bandcamp is great. And people are still going to stream your music. Like I said, you can push
Yeah.
that out like the 3rd and 4th day. But like I said, they can't support you in the best way unless you tell them.
Okay, so two questions came to mind. One is that TikTok is really popular now, especially for artists, because so many artists have either landed record deals from TikTok or just have blown up there, right? And then now also right behind them is YouTube Shorts. So one of the things that I had in mind with that question is people focusing on trying to monetize their other social media platforms, as well as there was another question that I had. But I guess, yeah, just to piggyback off of that, are there any of those things that you feel like would help them as far as maybe pushing those links to their Bandcamp, or utilizing their social media platforms to reiterate those other pre-sale campaigns that can help them bring in more income? Do you have any insight on that as well?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. I mean, on social media, you are the product
Mhm.
for these multi-billion-dollar companies. So you kind of need to turn it around and be like, hey, my pre-order is on Bandcamp. It includes this T-shirt, it includes this bundle, it includes this hoodie. Start showing it off, start having some fun with it. And then also, like, when folks are commenting, like, when are you coming to Milwaukee? When are you coming to Brooklyn? Reply to them with your, community text club link and be like, sign up here, I'll text you. Because
Yes.
then you're collecting that data and you aren't beholden to, if TikTok gets banned by the government, or, it's like, think about all the people that built their careers on MySpace. Like, these
Yeah.
platforms do come and go. So you need to use them to collect as much data as possible. So you're also not beholden to algorithms that constantly change, and continue to build yourself up as a tech company by collecting that data, because then you can communicate with your audience directly forever.
Yes. Okay. So I remember the second question that I had. It's around mindset, because
Yeah.
I feel like mindset is really 90% of the battle, if not more.
Yeah.
So do you have any tips or recommendations, or maybe even some of your podcast episodes where we like there that aspect is covered? Because it doesn't matter how good your music is, or how good the products are that you're selling, if you don't think that you are able to profit off of them, you
Yeah.
won't. And that's a large part of how we're trained to believe. So can you just share a little bit about that, as far as that being another step in being open to receiving more income as an artist?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first you have to take care of yourself first and foremost, and try not to get too caught up in the FOMO of social media. That's what it's built for.
Yeah.
Focus on your own green grass and cultivating your audience. If you truly can't handle the FOMO, reach out to that artist. See if they'll do a Zoom. See if they'll get coffee, right? Like, maybe they have FOMO for what you have going on, and you can trade some tips. I mean, that's not something that people really could do 20 years ago. So now you can reach out and connect with anyone. But when it comes to marketing, like, whether you love it, or I'm going to use the word hate it,
Mhm.
I feel that artists should set aside an hour a business day for their social media, to write back to emails, and really for the business work of things. Because if you love it, you can get so sucked in where you're on social media all the time
Yeah.
and losing sight of who you are as an artist and possibly as a person as well. And if you loathe it, you also need to set aside an hour a day to make sure you're engaging and getting back to your fans and connecting with folks on social media. And yeah, some of our most popular podcast episodes are pre-recording marketing foundation. I've had Ariel Hyatt and my friend Kenita Hickman on for that topic. We've also had how to market with or without a budget. I had my
Mhm.
business partner Melissa Garcia on that, as well as Evan I can never say his last name. He said, say it fast. Evan Retlusky,
Okay. Yeah.
who's written for Pitchfork and NPR. So yeah, I think like you can check those out. Those are all free, wherever you get podcasts.
Okay, perfect. Well, I want to say thank you so much for being here and for sharing your wisdom and knowledge. Before you go, two things. So, I want to know if there's any other way that people can connect with you outside of social media, like if you have any programs or
Sure.
digital products aside from the ebooks and the podcast. And
Yeah.
then also just share some of your contact information so they know where to reach you.
Yeah, definitely. Social media is probably best. I'm at EM WIZZLE on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and actually we are going to be doing season 3 of the podcast as a live taping and interactive workshop in Brooklyn. So I also have like email lists and stuff that you can sign up for through my social media. That's all going to be free. It'll also be live streamed. I think the live stream will be free as well. So if you have questions, we can kind of solve your problems in real time. We'll be doing a London season later this year. So yeah,
Ooh.
for a more international perspective. So definitely get in touch.
Okay. Thanks again so much for being here with us. And like I said, I'll have all of your information in the show notes for anybody who missed it in the beginning. And make sure that you sign up at the link in my bio if you haven't already registered for the conference so that you can see all the other speakers. That's all for today. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.